I'll talk you about this topic, job opportunities and right skills in cultural and accessible tourism. I'm calling from Italy. I'm in Siena, beautiful city in Tuscany. I've been working in tourism for more than 30 years as a travel agent, as a director of the Pisa Tourism Board. Yes, Pisa, the city of the Leaning Tower, as a hotel and spa manager, and as a trainer for students. I'm the co-founder and senior advisor of a digital marketing agency around Siena that promotes Tuscany on social media and designs new tourist offers and experiences. I discovered the tourism for all, the tourism for people with disabilities, working for an European Union project called Ithaca about tourist accessible itineraries in Italy and France. Among other things, I learned that Arial is a suitable font for people with sight impaired people. 3640 is the right size, and the white sheet is better than any other colored one. Since then, I have been always careful to write all my slides according to these rules. It takes the same time, absolutely the same amount of time, but everyone can read my slides easily. And I've changed my way to consider tourism for all. We have been called visionary speakers, and I love this definition. So I want to start today from a visionary idea. Every tourist can find an accessible website and at least a catalog of accessible services at each cultural site. In other words, promoting qualified tourist services for all in each museum, monument, archaeological area, or cultural attraction. And at the same time, creating many qualified job opportunities for trained people, trained young people with right skills. I think that job creation is a keyword for any restart plan. Just to give an example, in Italy, there are more than 5,000 museums, but only 15% of them have facilities for people with disabilities. In other countries, this percentage may be even higher than in Italy. But there are wide opportunities to invest money in these facilities. And you can imagine how many job opportunities would we create if just a part of these 4,000 Italian museums had an accessible website, some tactile paths, and audiovisuals. Thousands of jobs in Italy, thousands of jobs in each country. And a special and challenging opportunity is the Next Generation EU, because it will provide countries with a lot of money to invest in training courses and new jobs for young people. I often repeat that hosting a masterpiece isn't enough to transform a museum into a tourist attraction. Many museums host wonderful paintings or sculptures, but they sell a few tickets, because those museums haven't got a cultural project, because they need good communication, activities, guided tours, special tickets, and qualified people are required for any of these things. So I think that we have a great task training a new generation to make our destination more attractive, more accessible, and to improve the level of our hospitality. So, which skills are needed? A lot of skills, obviously, but my speech lasts 20 minutes, and so I prefer to focus on three of them: universal design, intercultural mediation, and digital humanities. Three skills that can cover, in my opinion, all principal needs. First of all, universal design, because it makes spaces and environments accessible to all people, regardless of age or disability. Second, the intercultural mediation, to communicate with everyone, and above all, to avoid any cultural misunderstandings. And digital humanities, the intersection between digital technologies and the discipline of the humanities. In my opinion, I think that a social media strategist who doesn't know the language, the literature, the anthropology, or the art of a destination can't be good at engaging a reader, a follower, and a tourist. The accessibility of a museum, a monument, or hotel, or a restaurant starts with the website. In my experience, I know that it's not expensive, it's not difficult to do. Any web agency should know the international web standards in order to help people. For example, images with explanatory text, or keyboard inputs, or audio transcripts. It's not difficult to do, and it's important for people with disabilities. This is when I mention tourism for all, I don't want to be politically correct. These benefits are really for all, because everyone, even me, now I'm lucky, I haven't got any disabilities at this moment, but I am also interested in touching the copy of a sculpture. I'm interested in watching a video with subtitles, or reading a tourist sign with large black letters on a white background. In tourism, we often speak about best practices. Here is a best practices. An accessible museum is the Opera Duomo Museum in Florence. I have visited it, and I can assure you that it's a positive experience. The Opera Duomo Museum has a disability manager and a catalog of services for all kinds of disabilities. You can see the link to that to those projects. So touchable paths, tactile paths, video guide in Italian Sign Language, meetings for people with Alzheimer's, or meetings for people who share the same problematic. A complete list of services for all. It's possible to do it. I have already imagined your main objection. These projects are too expensive. My answer is no. Not really. Every museum can afford to make these adaptations. And I have another best practice to demonstrate it. Bego Museum in Castelfiorentino. Castelfiorentino is a small town close to Florence. A small museum that preserves only two big artworks by Benozzo Gozzoli, famous painter of the 15th century. But this small museum has programs for sight-impaired visitors, hearing-impaired visitors, and visitors with intellectual disabilities, because it has been designed as an accessible building and an accessible museum. And on its website, you can find the list of icons for each disabilities, international signs, or you can find in the website an inclusive audio-video in Italian sign language and with a narrator's voice. So, to come back to my first slide, finding every tourist can find an accessible website and a list of services for all in each cultural site. Is it really such a visionary idea after all? I think it's possible. Thank you for your attention, and if you have any question, I'll be pleased to answer them now in the chat, or feel free to send me a message or contact by mail or contact me on social media, and let's give it a try in Italy and everywhere. Thank you again. Bye-bye.